So, or not the other side of the bracket, so to speak, but the Warriors-Spurs series. Looks like the Dubs are going to wrap that up, but I'm interested in what's going on with the Spurs, especially with Kawhi Leonard. Miles, what do you think of that scenario? Do you think Kawhi is actually going to come back and play for the Spurs again, or do you think he's going to get shipped to the Clippers or the Sixers or whatever?
He'll be back on the Spurs again.
He'll be back on the Spurs?
Yeah, he'll be back on the Spurs. He's been hurt. I think it's weird for the Spurs to be undergoing some sort of public relations situation in general. But like Fong was saying earlier today, Pop is ready to retire. He doesn't care right now. So he's pretty transparent about his frustrations more than normal. And I mean, if I was him, I'm not excited about having a team that doesn't win 50 games for the first time ever that I've been coaching and missing my MVP candidate guy who, the organization pretty much built up. And it essentially is ruining his plans. And through things that
ruining Pop's plans?
Yeah,
or?
Through things he can't control. I mean, Zaza, tripping him. If you want to be nice about it. Last year,
he's just clumsy. He's just clumsy. According to KD.
No one clumsily takes 2 steps underneath somebody falling after a jump shot. And then Kawhi's it's been odd this year with the hip and the shoulder.
So you literally think it's just the injury stuff. You don't think there's anything else. You're not reading into or buying into this whole.
I do not.
Now that his uncle's his agent is causing problems.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't worry about that stuff. I think. If he would be silly to leave the Spurs, and the Spurs are such a good organization, they're not going to let it happen without something really, really strong coming towards. I mean, he could still get the max with the Spurs.
Right. He can still get the super max.
Super max with the Spurs. Yeah. So, and Kawhi is quiet by nature. He's not the type of person that's going to go out and say something. And right now, the media is going crazy because he's not saying anything. To me, I think it's just speculation, and people don't willingly leave the Spurs very often. So.
Wow. Fong, do you agree?
Absolutely not.
That's why I didn't say anything else.
I actually do. So originally, before some of the stuff came out, the Pop's press conference, I was like, man, why is he taking these shots at him? But then I've been listening to some other podcasts with their theories, and they actually kind of make sense that he's more worried about being healthy. I mean...
Which makes sense, yeah.
So I think the big thing, I don't know if this is going to start affecting other players, is just the way that Isaiah Thomas was treated by the Celtics last year. Is the team diagnosed him with, was it a hernia, or they thought it was just a pulled hip or some. It was not whatever the injury is now. They couldn't diagnose it correctly, and he played on it for 2 months, right? And then to the point where he tore his hip labrum or whatever. And pretty much cost himself $100 million.
Right.
So then gets traded, all this other stuff. Then he's having surgery.
Do you feel like that was
out.
IT's choice, or you feel like the Celtics feel like you need to play?
I think it's his. It was his choice. I mean, these guys. Both. I mean, they were the 1 seed, right? Were they the 1 seed?
Yeah, they were 1 seed.
I mean, he probably felt the pressure, and he carried that team, and he probably, being a competitor, he probably wanted to play. And I don't hold that against him. I mean, obviously there's some guys that just play just because they're tall and for the paycheck and for the fame, but then there's actually other guys.
I think this short guy by his
what is going on?
These are all...
Fong is
because they're tall.
Fong is shooting shots out here.
Hot take.
Well, come on. I mean, honestly, some of these guys, I mean, I think they just play basketball because they're good at it. They don't actually love it. They don't like to compete, whatever. I'm just speculating. This is all my own interpretations, my own theories.
Everybody has their reasons.
But I think, the Stars, whatever, they have that mentality, that cutthroat competitor, and I think IT has it. All these other guys, they want to play basketball. Joel Embiid, they want to play basketball.
So what you're saying is Kawhi Leonard does not want to play.
I think Kawhi, I think he does, but he now sees that it's not worth it to put himself in that position to potentially hurt himself and his future career. He'd rather just say, I'm just going to get healthy, and then he knows deep down they're not being the Warriors, so why risk the injury coming back?
If he was a competitor, that wouldn't matter. He'd just come back. Right?
That's true, but I mean, it's a lost cause.
My thing was, I thought it was weird that the stuff about his teammates, what they were saying. That
too,
weird.
And the Pop...
the Tony Parker thing was weird. I didn't understand
But that's the
that
end of
part.
his career too. Like he knows.
Yeah.
he
Does
doesn't
that-
have
does that
this
matter,
kind of-
though?
this
Like-
kind of time.
Yeah, because this is
I mean,
like their
selfish.
last chance. There's
I'm like, the whole Spurs culture is once you're a Spur, you're a Spur, you're family. Like, and then
But
you
Tony
go.
Parker slept with Brent Barry's wife. He's clearly
Good
selfish.
point.
Okay?
Good
Like,
point.
He's a
That's
selfish
very
guy.
true.
While they were teammates.
They're family.
allegedly.
don't care if he's
Allegedly.
French.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, that's not allegedly.
Oh, you got some proof or something?
know.
You got the
Show us the
tape?
receipts.
There's texts. There's
Oh,
texts.
boy.
You'll see them. But realistically, I think the Kawhi situation gets figured out. And I think it is interesting bringing up Isaiah Thomas' situation from last year, or, Derrick Rose situation from a few years back, even if you're really getting into that, is how do players handle if they're hurt. I went to one of the games that Kawhi played this year in San Antonio. He did not look right when he was playing. I mean, he still had like 19 and 8, but he was visibly not
He wasn't like
right.
the number 3
Okay.
player in the world.
Yeah,
Kawhi, yeah.
he completely shut down Jamal Murray and had 19 points, but at the same time, you could tell that something was wrong with him. And the interesting dynamic of that is teams and team doctors, that doesn't exist in a lot of employee-employer relationships. And of course, like, every person chooses their own doctor in other employee-employer situations. So why do we really get mad when the players want to choose the doctor rather than having the team choose the doctor for them? I
think for all the other reasons, people
situation.
or owners get mad at because the players have choice there, right?
Yeah.
So the whole thing with LeBron, right? He made a choice to do what he did,
Yeah.
and owners were furious about that because the players thought, oh, I actually have agency to do my own thing,
Yeah.
and so that's where that I think anger comes from. But I'm just more like, it's just weird for me. Coming from within that organization that's supposedly classy and top notch, like I just thought that was weird. I don't know if the stories are true or not, but just
So
the news that were coming out of that camp was just.
So what's the
weird.
weird part, though? I mean, so what news specifically?
Oh, I just said it. Like his teammates coming at him.
Sure.
Like that. I could see Pop. Well, Pop did it apparently last night.
Yeah, the LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird that he's not with his team though during a playoff run. I mean,
It's a road. If it was a home game, I'd probably.
but yeah, he's not even in this.
Yeah, but he's not
the
even
same
in the
coast.
He's in New York, right? Something like
he's
that. So
he's in New York.
like I don't know. I didn't think too much of that. That he's not on the sidelines and Oracle, but if he's not in San Antonio, that's different. But again, like Pop's coming out.
What do you think
Tony
about like the
Parker.
stuff that came out about him and his shoe deal about how he?
Do you think that actually factors in with Kawhi at least?
No.
It doesn't seem like.
No, I was
he's
just curious that actually came out that he said that he rejected whatever his deal and thought. I mean, again, who knows who started it? Maybe it was his dad or his uncle who, talking through back channels
Sure.
to get it out. But like, it's crazy because like.
want
He's
more
not.
money.
Well, I know,
Right.
but the
He's
thing
a
is,
top 5 player in the league.
but he's.
like,
I know, but the thing
Finals
is, like, that's
MVP,
not what sells
like-
shoes, though. It's all social media interaction with fans, and
That's
and
why I don't
creating
think it
hype.
came from Kawhi. Like, I don't think he still probably drives a '97 Tahoe or whatever it was.
I mean, just look at
yeah, like
I mean,
It's
look at
yeah. I mean, but it's still a '97 Tahoe. Like,
I mean, look at every Russell Westbrook's like people like blog his outfits all the time, and now like Kelly Oubre, I see that all the time.
But have you
People-
ever bought Russell Westbrook
No,
Jordans?
no.
of course not. Right.
People talk about it, but does that actually translate to people buying the stuff outside of 14?
Well, that's a whole different topic about Jordan Brand. So we'll
All right,
ignore that.
we'll
'Cause
move
we
on
don't
to
want
that.
to.
So we don't
You
want
don't
to
wanna
get into
get
that.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Because
hot
Jordan
take.
Brand, I will
yeah.
gladly take some handouts if you want to send them
So
HoopSmack's
if
way.
they sponsor the podcast.
You can convince me. You can buy my loyalty, but
That's hilarious.
but no, we'll just sidestep Jordan Brand. But no, it's crazy because like he's not like in top popularity, even though he is elite.
Right.
I mean, I don't know where he is in the jersey sales because that's usually a good indicator, but he is top 5, 8, whatever you want to label him. But like that doesn't move.
can't
That
imagine.
doesn't move shoes.
So here's one other thing moving off the shoe part is, do you think this is just a broader issue with players getting injured and the media going a little crazy with it? Because obviously you have Markelle Fultz, and then the year before you have Ben Simmons.
It's the whole 24/7
the year
news
before
cycle.
that, you have Joel Embiid. and everyone's worried, oh, Joel Embiid is never going to play. Ben Simmons might never be ready. There's all this one team.
Yeah.
And then this year, it's Markelle Fultz is broken. He is the worst number one pick ever.
No mention of
These types
Lonzo
things.
Ball missing a ton of games either.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, his father's the story, so that's why you don't hear about him.
So, I mean, I think it's just a change in the media culture to try to sensationalize situations where somebody's out and the idea is like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Like something bad must be happening because you're not getting the information that you expect from that person at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going on with Kawhi, personally.
It's a mess. That's what it is. It's
a manufactured mess.
I think he does. I think he does come
and
back.
now we have to watch these televised scrimmages.
He'll get his Supermax.
Yeah, for
He'll
sure.
get a new deal from Jordan Brand. He'll be happy.
All right, Thunder.